Matheson leaning forward, 0.10 light. She's an ugly ride so far. Gets it back on the line now.
Front wheel doesn't touch down. Oh no, big problems for Chris Matheson. That's nasty.
Oh my goodness, off the bike and tumbling like a rag doll. He's up on his knees.
Wow, that is a tough racer. That is incredible.
Alan can't happy, but nobody at McCann's will be happy with that, including this man. I mean, that was that's an unusual move from Mickey. He's a safe and clean rider. Up the inside into Druids.
I mean, that's just one angle, isn't it? It's hard to see, but that's a fast crash as well.
Yeah,
it came from a long way.
It came from a long way back, and Jason saw him really late, and then tried to sit the bike up, couldn't avoid it. And when it's your handlebars in the back end of a solid rider, then that's what happens. Big crash, that unfortunate for Jason.
Oh, he's absolutely furious. Absolutely furious, Jason Haller. And the two McCann's Yamaha riders blimey, someone's going to have to calm him down, I think. Yep. Jason Haller.
And you know what he's waiting for.
Yeah, well, you know exactly what he's waiting for, and it's not to send out an invite for Christmas dinner, is it? It's under investigation at the moment, as you would expect, that incident involving Peter Hickman and Jason. There is Jason. Oh dear. Well, I think we're going to have a bit more. There's a bit more to come here.
All I would say is it was really unfortunate, but Hickey does not make an habit of that.
And here 3 more cars pile up. Parker, Lewis, Grubb, and Foyt piles in.
Wow. That's exactly what happened. This front straightaway is just so treacherous. Both of them are. Once a car gets out of shape, it goes straight down into that boilerplate.
Tim Fiedler in the 66. This is happening on the back stretch. On the other side of the racetrack from the wreck on the front stretch.
Well, I saw him get real loose up off the 2 there on the first lap, and then come off of turn 4 here, slapped the outside retaining wall, and that's how these other cars all got involved. They tried to check up and couldn't.
Larry, he probably damaged that car so much on the front stretch side that when he came off too, it just wouldn't turn and went around. Here's the aftermath. This straightaway looks wide, but when a car gets across it, it narrows up fast. And as we said at the top of the show, there are very few one-car accidents here.
Fiedler back there off of turn 4, he gets into the outside retaining wall. These other guys are just checking up a little bit because of him slowing down, and they got into each other.
Ooh, that's hard licks. Larry
Foyt came in there with a really fast.
From Hank Parker's camera.
Oh, he got turned around. Nowhere to go.
See how thick that inside wall is. It does not move.
There's Larry Foyt with Steve Park inside. Foyt checks up.
Park gets into the back of him and turns him around and sends him down into the accident, right into the side of Hank Parker.
Hits that wet grass down there, and the car just picks up speed.
Actually, as Ashton Lewis, 46.
Here's Fiedler. And the initial problem. Back on that in a moment. Kevin Grubb walking away.
Fiedler's car was really loose, Mike. Saw him off at 2 over there, and he got in trouble over there. Then he come around here and hit the outside wall.
Kevin Grubb, who you heard hoped for a strong day here at Dover. Here again, there goes Fiedler.
See how loose he was.
Just up out of the groove and slides right into the fence. And of course, what brought all these other cars into it was them slowing down, checking up because of him hitting the fence there in front of them.
Look at it. There's damage to the left rear of Fiedler, though.
Guys, if you look, whenever he sees the car spinning around here as he comes through turn 2, after hitting the wall off of turn 4, as he hit the wall coming off of turn 4, he actually broke the track bar mount, which keeps the rear end underneath the car. And as it came off the wall, the car is actually just kind of dancing around and driving itself. If you watch right here, he comes into the wall, boom, right there. If you'll notice right to the back, the rear end is kind of running around. See it come out beneath the car on the left-hand side? The thing is actually steering itself in the rear, and he's trying to keep up with it.
Look at the left rear corner of that car. I think maybe he got turned because that damage was there before he hit the wall.
Jay Sauter in the 43 car was right behind him, very close to him as they came off turn 4 before he hit the wall.
That possibly could have happened off of turn 2, and I looked up and saw him sideways over there. Then he come around here and hit the wall.
Yep. But for Larry Foyt, it's a short day for Ashton Lewis.
And what Jeff was talking about, this is a track bar. This hooks to the trailing arm on the left side. This hooks to the frame on the right side. A lot of times this part of brake or that part of brake, and that's what holds the rear end in the center of the car. And when it breaks or a heim joint breaks, rod end, the rear end has no way of staying in the center of the car. Dick Berggren.
Short day for Kevin Grubb. What happened?
It's hard to say. I was coming off turn 4 over there, and it looked like the 66 kind of got up into the wall, and after that, everybody just started spinning. I got Hank Parker. I think he locked the brakes up to keep from hitting somebody. He was sliding down the track. I ended up kind of T-boning him, and we were hung all the way down the front straightaway. But it's a bad deal for the Timberwolf car. Most of the time we run pretty good here at Dover, and I was just on air a little while ago talking about luck, and we sure haven't found it yet.
How wild a ride was that?
It was pretty wild because I couldn't see it. I couldn't tell where we were going or what we were getting ready to hit because we were hung up against the inside wall, and it's been raining all day. We went through some grass, and we had water, and we had the whole 9 yards going. But yes, hopefully we can get the car back out there and get some points.
Disappointing day. This young man has won a pole. Here his career best finish in this series. A second was also here at Dover.
Under repair, Jamie McMurray and Rich Nickel on pit road. Here's another look as Hank Parker Jr. went around and went for the big slide on the big concrete mile. Caution's out again. We'll be right back to the Monster Mile. We are under caution at lap 159. The handling on Jeff Green's car had been deteriorating, and he'd been pushing higher and higher up the racetrack each time. And going into turn 1, something happened, and he found his way to the wall. Putting us under caution.
He didn't knock it down, but he sure did get into it pretty hard. A lot of right side damage. He slides up there, and just glances off of it. But it's done quite a bit of damage to that car. He's certainly not going to be in contention.
Now, some lead lap cars have pitted on this caution. Jeff Purvis is in, and so is Jason Keller.
And Chad Little, who made his lap up when
That's
that
right.
caution came out. Of course, obviously, Jeff Green's on pit road as well. It's a long way from the bottom of the racetrack to the top of it, isn't
Ooh,
it,
it
Darrell?
is. And, of course, again, folks, you know, Chad Little did exactly what he needed to do. He stayed out in front of those leaders and got a lucky break and got his lap back.
Jeff Green was the points leader coming into this race.
Going right into behind the wall there. They got pretty significant damage.
Now he may be out of this race. They can make repairs from behind the wall and return.
40 laps to go. I'm sure they'll be able to get it back out there, but they're going to lose a lot of valuable time.
Jeff Green had a run of 7 straight top 10 finishes. But if he falls out of the race now, Kevin Harvick would retake the point lead.
Well, Harvick had, you know, some bad luck last week at Charlotte. And it just kind of goes around. But you've got 3 really strong contenders here for the championship. And it'll probably change again before they get to halfway of the season.
Tables turn in a short time.
40 laps to go in the MBNA 200 at Dover Downs as they work to try and get Jeff Green back on track. Green car.
Skinner looking on the inside as they head down the back. He's got a nose there. Yow!
He's there.
He's got the line.
They gets him. And Spencer comes through for the lead. Oh, everybody's going to miss Hamilton. Don't ask me how. But we're back under caution for contact between Mike Skinner and Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Poor kid. It's just been his Achilles heel, is closing the deal. And the restarts, he just hadn't been able to get going. Give him a lap or so and he could get away from Skinner, but Skinner's right there on him on every restart.
Of course, Jimmy Spencer in that 1 car taking advantage of these cars getting together. Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26 trying to get to pit road. He's sitting just past the entrance of pit road. He knows there's no sense in trying to make another lap around the racetrack.
I'm not sure that was all the intentions he had at that moment.
I know where you're going. Well, let's have a look
at
at
that 21 car.
Well, Hamilton left the bottom open.
Yeah, he's got a nose.
Skinner's there.
He's got a nose in there. He comes. Well, there's really. Ooh, Mike just gets up into him. That's what happens. I mean, you can't really fault Mike for sticking a nose in there, but the car slid up just enough. It got into Bobby Jr.
And everybody scatters to miss Hamilton. Another look. You see Skinner
Car move up
coming up.
He just pushed up. He got into the side of him. Bobby gave him room. Mike just got in there hard underneath of him, and 2 cars side by side here. It's hard for that bottom car not to get up into that one on the outside. Plus, they both drove in there. I'm sure Mike drove in really hard because he knows this is his opportunity, and he had to try to capitalize.
How about Spencer for being in the right place at the right time to take advantage?
Oh, Spence shot right through there, didn't he?
Now let's ride with Matt Kenseth.
Side trouble. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. You clear. You clear the road. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
From Kenny Wallace.
Watch it, watch it, watch it. Check it up. Check it up. Go, 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 go.
You know he's going to go to the bottom. You're just not sure when and how fast he's going to get there.
Steve Burns.
20 crew members down here in the number 26 pits of Bobby Hamilton Jr. The big problem they have right now, Mike, is the left front would not turn. They pulled the tire off. Lots of sheet metal damage to the left rear. Just bitter disappointment now, these guys. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
To do it, but he's got 3 cars between him.
Kenseth loosening up Johnson, who slices down in front of him in turn 1.
Yeah, he's holding him up big time.
Oh, he gets him loose. He's going around.
He's gone.
That's too bad.
And he comes down those self-cleaning bankings, and everyone else gets by on the high side. Caution is out.
Boy, I don't like to see this when guys are, you know, getting into guys and turning them around like that. You need to be able to. You need to drive a little more respectful than that.
But you know, that's the second time today we've seen Jimmy Johnson in that 92 get loose with somebody right up underneath him.
Another guy that has trouble closing the deal. He runs good, and you know, I call him Headache Man, and he's going to have another one today.
He has one now. Yep, at both ends of that car.
I just think you got to be a little bit more respectful of the guys in front of you when you're racing as close as they are.
Did they touch? Let's see.
Well, I'm sure they did. He's got a little bit of room around the bottom. It doesn't take hard. The car is so light right there. All it takes is just a little nudge. It doesn't take a bump. You don't have to jam into him. Just a little nudge and around you go. Because you're coming out of there, the back of the car is real light. I told you how it tries to spin the tires. Somebody nudges on the back of that thing and around it goes.
Yeah, he already had him loose, so all you got to do is just right there, just a little bit.
It just really should be a little more respectful, I think. Skinner should have been. I believe that Kenseth should have been as well.
If that bumper was an inch shorter on Matt Kenseth's car, it wouldn't have happened. I mean, it's just right there. That's all it was.
Just opens that bottom up a little bit. Jimmy Johnson does. That gives Kenseth a chance to get the nose down there, but still, Jimmy Johnson had the position. You know, when you hit somebody in the rear like that, that's not a good thing.
From Matt Kenseth's car.
Johnson goes up. He comes back down to protect the bottom, which he should do. And just nudged him a little bit.
Yellow, yellow.
If you were down there in that corner right about there, and you just reached out and touched the back of that car, it would do the same thing. That's how light and how loose you are at that point.
Now, behind the accident.
Trouble off at 2. Trouble off at 2.
Jamie McMurray gets the boot as he checks up.
Car's down low.
In front of either Jeff Purvis or Mike McLaughlin.
I got the front of my nose.
That's Purvis.
That's probably Purvis, and that's unfortunate.
That's Purvis. No, that's McLaughlin.
All right, we're here, and it'll be 1 to go when they hit the line. It'll be 12 laps to go, 11 when they get the green flag. It will still be a double file restart. We have to get to 10 to go before it's a single file restart.
This is Jimmy Spencer's 14th Busch Series start at Dover, but only the 3rd race that he...
First time they started here, oh, we've got a spinner. There's Douglas. Lever puts the pedal down again and goes around again. We're going to break. We'll be back after this.
Mentioned earlier, these cars 25 years old, they're running over 100 miles an hour, and they actually stay together. And
Alan Boucher's gone around, 13's gone around as well. That's Glenn McDonald, and boy, we've had a big one in turn number 2. The ready car of Glenn McDonald has copped it from both ends, and so's Boucher.
Well, don't you see how fast they're going when something goes wrong too? You know, you watch it, Boucher's still going there, managed to straighten it up.
Oh boy, Boucher's in, oh my God, Andrew Bomsky's gone off in the HQ Holdens. He is backdoored Alan Boucher like you wouldn't believe.
and boy, that's a huge one.
Big hit, and Alan Bowers is probably sitting there thinking that it's all over, I've survived it. Next thing you know, starts all over again, and he'd be saying, thanks for coming.
Boy, you talk about, yet an absolute bomb has gone off, he would have thought, inside that car. It's good to see Andrew Bomsky moving inside there. No doubt he will be a little bit stunned and dazed. The damage to that car is amazing. On the Repco replay, Bowden has had an earlier spin. All of a sudden, he straightened up, had another spin. Cars are braking, locking the tyres up. And here you go, George, blinded. Bomsky's just run straight into him.
You know, Gerald, how lucky is it, or how much good foresight went into the fact that they changed these cars from having normal fuel tanks and actually run fuel cells now? I mean, imagine that would have been catastrophic if it had a fuel tank in it.
There's the first incident on the Repco replay. We saw McDonald there and also Dallas Crane, one of the veterans here in HQ Racing at the Goodyear Thunderdome. They've had their earlier spin. Alan Bowden has then come around, gone around again in that Grower's Choice car. That's a second spin. Cars are locking up, and here comes Bomsky through the smoke and over and out.
Big hit. It's good to see that he took his own window net down. Once a driver brings a window net down, you know that they're okay. That's an indication to let them know that he's fine.
Well, that's a good thing to know. And Andrew Bomsky's car being taken off there. The race has been declared, the Holden Quality Parts race. And let's go down and talk to our winner.
Both those cars were squeezed, and I tell you what, fantastic coverage there from our friends at 7-9. Or was it Trevor Ducky 38 to look like the win through, just sort of picking up the edge. But Tesson's first one, and now getting an absolutely fantastic coverage on all. And it just dug down into the grass, it was coming from the bench.
Members, 3 of them, or 4 of them up into the wall.
And I think Terry Byers is involved in all that. Ian Thomas
Ian
just
Thomas.
has a big spin.
Oh.
Oh, the Falcon.
They're still hitting. 5, 6 cars involved there.
John Stefanik. Might have a look at our action replay and see what we could pick from that. We were following the leaders through that turn. It just happened a little behind them. Going in.
Bit of a touch.
Well, I think he was already gone before he got the touch. Is that not Brock?
Phil Brock.
Now, Byers up high. He's about to get it.
So at this stage, there's only 2 cars involved, but there's no road up there.
Now Byers just squeezes through there, but look at this.
Bulldozes his way
That's
through.
Ian Thomas. And now wait for the arrival of Jerry Bowers. Here it comes.
100 miles an hour. Whack.
The back of the car clips.
So
it can be a lottery out there in situations like that. You can be half a lap behind the leader and still join.
Come now for the second of the semi-finals. Darren Carter, Keith Agus. That's how they'll up. There's Agus now. He lights them up. Goes a long way down the track to back up. Darren Carter comes out. Now this is the car that Andrew Voss sat in a little while ago on the show. Oh, I bet he's pumped up and he's not driving it now, so it should be a good shootout. Darren Carter taking on Keith Agus.
Now, these two guys are rookies. We said earlier that Agus is first year of funny cars. This is Darren Carter's first meeting. He's in his dad's car.
Okay, now what happens when kids borrow their dad's car? Let's hope that doesn't happen. Agus takes on Carter. Away they go now. Agus gets a terrific start. Carter comes back. Oh, look at Carter come back. Oh, no, big fire. Agus has got on fire, and the car flaming there. He comes across. Oh, what about that? This is a terrible accident here. Agus has gone up the track. Carter's pulled up. Agus still on the grass. The car burning. Oh, no, you hate to see this. And have a look at Agus. He's still in the car. He's okay. He's okay. As he starts to move around now, if they come to fire marshals, it took them some time, and everything's under control now. Well, Keith Agus is still burning, let me tell you. Have a look at his foot. There's still plenty of glowing flame down there. Now they come across and spray him down. You can't believe anyone can survive that.
It's a funny car driver's worst nightmare. Fire. Keith Agus just had a huge fireball. The body there is a smouldering wreck.
Carnage all over the track here. Marshals, everybody doing a terrific job. You don't expect an accident as big as this, even with the experience of these very fast cars. Have a look what's left of the chassis.
Even the fire on the side of the track. It's a total fire ban day here in Melbourne. But it's amazing. Let's look at the replay. Look at Agus' car. All of a sudden it just ignites for a second, then bang, it's in a ball of flame. Oil hits the headers, there it goes.
Imagine sitting in that now. He's still trying to control the car. Now he loses control, hits Darren Carter, and I cannot believe the explosion there. Now, as you can see, Carter's gone off to one side on the grass. Here we come down here with Agus now. The grass is starting to burn under his feet. Landrew Voss caught up with him, and I'll tell you what, we were very lucky that they got out of this one.
Feel a thump, mate, huh?
Big thump, my head's throbbing. Hey, I'm all right. He's all right. He's all right.
Okay.
I just come down to see Keith out.
Okay. What's your name?
Darren.
All right, Darren. I'm Darren. How you feeling, mate?
Good.
Ready to shake it up?
I'm fine. I come down to see Keith.
No pressure. No pressure. All right. How you feeling?
Good.
All right.
That's big headache.
Darren, what did you see, mate?
First time. I was going across the finish line, pulled the parachutes, everyone was fine, and all of a sudden the car just took off to the left and the body come off, and I'm going over hills and bumps, and I just couldn't believe didn't know what was going on.
What an introduction to funny car racing.
Mate, my first meeting and this has happened. I can't believe it.
Hard to understand the two drivers going over to each other now, the emotion of a moment like this. This is what sport's about, let me tell you. You heard the ambulance men for yourself. Keith Agus still shaking.
What on earth happened?
I really don't know. I'm all right. Been in fires before. Dave, my partner here, I love him like a brother. This bloke looks after me, and where's the clutch let go? I don't know. It just hurt me feet. And I've been in a fire before. The last time I had a full pass, I got burnt in Adelaide, you know.
Keith, can you believe when you see this carnage around you that you're both standing here? Darren and you are standing here as if nothing's happened almost.
Yeah, they're pretty safe cars. All I know is that Dave and I, the sort of the youngest blokes doing it in Oz Nitro, don't have sponsorship, and this is going to kill us. It'll kill us in the sport, and look how big the sport is, because no one seems to want to sponsor cars like ourselves. And this sort of a deal costs 50, 60 grand, blow up like this, and Dave and I...
Well, how do you feel when you look at...
Stretch as Billy Boats hits the wall and spins, and we also have Sarah Fisher up against the wall in turn number 4. So a couple of incidents here in the very first lap of the race. Billy Boats just simply ran out of room and got up against the wall, so... This is his second crash of the day here at Texas Motor Speedway. His car is down in the grass right beyond the start-finish line. Sarah Fisher's car is up in the middle of the racetrack there in turn number 4.
Well, Sarah Fisher reporting on her radio there that she's fine, and you can see the damage to the front end of her car and on that right front suspension pieces. And on Billy Boat's car, it appeared to me that there doesn't seem to be much damage to the car. Merely the cover on the nose of the car that covers up the front suspension seems to be missing right here. There's just a plastic cover goes right there.
Yeah, that probably blew off when he got turned around backwards, but for whatever reason, they might not have had it fastened down as well as they probably should have.
Well, his car is being pushed, as you can see, by some track safety workers, whereas Sarah Fisher's car will need more help. It's going to have to require the use of a wrecker to get it from the racetrack, as Sarah has jumped out of the car, is shaking her head. She's okay. She jumps in to the pace truck along with the medical director of the Indy Racing League, Dr. Henry Bach, and will obviously be checked over at the infield care center, but appears to be in good shape.
Well, we saw from the in-car cameras that they were running very, very close to each other. Buddy Lazier almost touched wheels with Sam Hornisher on that first lap, and while we were watching all that excitement, there were lots of things happening back behind them.
All right, let's take a look from onboard Sarah Fisher's car, and we'll see if we can determine what happened to her.
Well, she just lost it.
Yeah, the back end just came around on her, and bam, she was in the wall pretty hard with that right front corner. So very tough deal for her. And this looks like...
And this is Eddie Cheever just missing Billy Boat as he slid from the outside to the inside of the racetrack.
And he was very lucky because he was hard on the brakes, you could see. And there's Sarah again. Got down, spun that thing around, just hit with the right front corner and hit pretty hard. She's definitely going to be done for the day.
First lap of the race.
So now let's get back into it again.
Yeah, you want to try to build your driver's confidence up on Fast Friday. Young driver from California making his first...
Oh, whoa! Up and over for Nolan Siegel.
Just as I was saying, you want to build confidence up.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm all right.
Great to hear from Nolan Siegel. You saw that thing get wicked loose early in the corner, and no chance for him to hang on.
Amazed how calm he sounds on the radio. It just kind of speaks to that mental maturity of this young driver. We've talked about it a lot. He's so impressive behind the wheel, in front of a camera, you know, with a microphone in his face. You can't phase him. And even an accident like that, Townsend.
It's been a while since we've had a single car blowover like that. There's been a lot of innovations aerodynamically that IndyCar has introduced when the car gets backwards. This was a little bit more of a sideways issue. In fact, you can see in the floor those cutouts. There's a track worker kind of blocking the view right now, but the big cutouts in the floor of the car are specifically designed to help prevent that. As you can see, that big gaping area. We've lost our telestrator right now temporarily, but that's where that was introduced. Diff was specifically to try to prevent some of the blowover. Get a good look at the bottom of the race car, and the AMR safety team right there as always, and they'll slowly turn the car over, bring it down to the ground, and then work on extracting Nolan Siegel, who we've already heard from. Sounds like he's okay in the cockpit.
So through one here, turns into two. Man, it just...
Uh-oh. And over. Up and over on the side.
Yeah, it's a late snap, T-Bell.
It is.
That's a very late snap. It's a bit of a peculiar one, to be honest. Everything doing its job, though. The airtime that thing got, wow. The wall keeping the car out of the fence.
I didn't see those flaps release.
Yeah, they were there.
I just didn't see them pop up like we normally see as the car goes backwards.
They're already up.
Oh, true. That's the...
Yeah, it looks like the rookie stripe, yeah. Let's look at the left-hand side of the race car. Something broke on the left rear. I think something broke on the left rear. Let's try to get a slow-mo of that. You can just see something. Yeah, look, the suspension's already bent.
It's already broken. It hit the wall.
Let's take a look again at the start of that. Kind of zoomed in. That's why I said it was very late and a very sudden snap. Something looked off about that.
Yeah, but I don't think that wishbone would have collapsed.
Maybe
like
not
that.
The wishbone, but let's try to take a look again. All right, so we're focusing on the left rear corner.
Okay, we'll keep going. Keep
Rolling. We're looking for...
It's loaded up. It's loose now. See the blackie that it's laying off the right rear. So it's in slip. Car was in slip. He was heavy into the throttle and was actually starting to develop just a little bit of wheel spin even coming off the corner.
Yeah. It didn't, I don't know. It's almost, I almost want to watch it in full speed. Look at the sparks coming off that.
Oh, yeah.
That
Quite a hit
landing.
inverted when he landed.
And guess what we have to be thankful for yet again? The aero screen.
Sure will. It's got to be. It's got to be at least 230 miles an hour, and it's not. It's 229,288. That is not enough.
Oh!
Nolan Siegel, and he hits the wall.
Oh, this is going to be a big one.
It's over for Nolan Siegel. He tried, but it has ended in a very abrupt way. Nolan Siegel is out.
Fine. It was loosish.
And will not race the Indy 500.
Sorry. We tried.
He did what he had to do. We were just talking about it, Townsend.
On the racetrack, buddy. We are really proud of you. These guys worked their tails off. You did everything you could. Sorry we didn't have the speed for you.
And Mum and Dad have to see the toughest moment of their young son's racing career. He's a terrific young driver. He's a race winner in Indy Next and sports cars. This was a very tough task and a hard ask.
It's so good to see him climbing out of his car under his own power. Second crash in 3 days in very much the same part of the racetrack. This was turn 1. Just like Friday, it gets loose in the middle. And then he walks it up the track, clips the wall, breaks the right rear toe link, and at that point, James, there's no way to control the race car.
Yeah,
it's steering itself.
He's just opening his hands to try to stop it from spinning all the way around. Does a good job to keep it straight, try to bleed off some of the speed. But he did what he had to do. He kept his foot in it. He committed to it.
That's Courtney, that's Graham Rahall's wife. And nobody likes to see that happen to anybody at the Speedway, but what it did do was confirm Graham Rahal in the 108th Indianapolis 500. So too Catherine Legg. She was already in. And Graham will go and congratulate Marcus Ericsson. All 4 of these drivers had a nervous, anxious, gut-wrenching wait. 3 spots for 4 drivers. And it has been determined that Nolan Siegel is the one who misses out.
Racetrack.
Oh, car in the wall.
David Malukas.
What happened to the tire? Right rear tire is completely gone.
It's off the rim.
A month that had gone so well.
What happened? You guys touched. I think you cut your tire.
Oh, no. Contact potentially on the racetrack. These tires are so delicate.
He said you guys touched.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he got a front wing end fence, maybe.
That's what he said. He said, I think he cut your tire.
Rear. Yeah, but
the carbon fiber wings are sharp when you're talking about contact against the Firestone tire.
But it must have happened, probably didn't even feel the contact and didn't realize the issue. And boy, that is a huge blow on carb day. That's a 4-corner. It looks like at least 3 corners with heavy contact.
Okay, so we're
understand that the contact might have been with the 23 Santino Ferrucci. Taking a look at his race car, I don't see any obvious signs of contact on the front wing end fence.
Pictures tell the story. David Malukas able to hop out of the car. Here we go. Ferrucci in front, Malukas approaching from behind.
Late pop out. Ferrucci goes to defend. He definitely felt that contact. Side to side. Oh, and there it goes.
And there, wow.
Absolutely no way he could have done anything about that.
No, I'm floored at the contact to begin with.
Right.
That's a very unusual situation to see. Let's get an onboard here from Elio Castroneves. Just trying to avoid. Whoa, my goodness. Here's Joseph Newgarden now. It's right in front of them. He backs off because they're getting...
It seems like Ferrucci didn't realize Malukas was there, I guess. I don't understand. The rate at which Ferrucci turned into the corner suggested he didn't know that Malukas was coming through.
It's surprising. I mean, he was very close on his gearbox. David Malukas was, and Santino Ferrucci's spotters should have been all over that. I'm sure he was. I'm sure they were. I'm not saying they weren't, but You would think that Santino was getting a lot of information about the run that the 18 had. But yeah, that's, man, this late. Let's just watch it again in real time.
No pressure.
I don't know, he would have seen him before he hit him.
He would have thought you would have seen in your mirror if you're Ferrucci. Ferrucci, the only driver running that limo tint on the aero screen.
The saving grace in this instance, this contact with the wall for David Malukas, was the actual spin didn't happen until quite late in the corner, which reduced the rate at which he actually made contact with the wall.
It's a combination of the Kronos. Oh, that's McNish. That's Alan McNish.
That's a massive shunt there. Traffic.
Oh boy, that was
no.
He went for a hole there, boys, that was not there. Look at the spectators.
Boy, the camera guys lucky.
God,
look at that
Alan's
wheel
okay.
flying. That is a scary scene.
Wow.
And the drivers, the prototype drivers, spoke about this. They said we will need to take unnecessary risks to clear GT traffic. This is frightening stuff. Alan McNish is still in the car.
On first glance, guys, I don't think the gap was there. Let's take a look down through the Dunlop curves. He goes inside Bernard. That's for the lead of the race.
It wasn't there. I mean, we're talking about it. It's really difficult to see out of that car, and it just looks like that's coming into play here.
Cleared that guardrail. We're taking world feed here, so we don't have control of the pictures we're seeing or broadcasting.
Doing about 175 miles an hour there down through the Dunlop curves.
On board.
This is with Timo. See the traffic, and Alan just shoots the gap. Wow.
And this is exactly what we had talked about. Getting the car righted now. Alan's still in.
That was extremely disturbing. And Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich. And that is a
goodness.
Boy,
wow. Thank goodness. That is awesome.
That's great to see right there.
That was a massive shunt. And the relief at Audi. Relief that Alan is okay.
See the emotion there on Dr. Ulrich, and his eyes almost brought to tears.
Amazing. Walking away. Just, wow. Big shunt.
GT traffic early in the race. You got to say this is just being too aggressive, guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. That wasn't necessary place.
I think it's being awful aggressive, and I think they just can't see out of the car as well.
Next concern is for those fans. In a moment, you're going to see that wheel come down. Look at that. How close that was to the photographer there. Whew.
And that combination of pictures was poorly put together. Ulrich was, of course, applauding when Alan stepped from the car. That would be the scariest moment of Alan McNish's illustrious career.
Talk about the integrity of these race cars, and you got to think the closed cockpit there helped him. It's a one-piece monocoque, and just relief for everyone there. That is a really big team. Alan's been with them for so long, and they're disappointed that that car is out, but the #1 priority is that their driver is okay.
Great. What drama for Mercedes-Benz and poor Peter Dumbrek. We will bring you news as soon as we hear. There is the Chevrolet Corvette safety car pulling off. The medics have done their work. The course cleanup cars have done their work. The car was clear off the track. Looking at that overhead shot, it appeared to be about 100 meters inside the public enclosures. We wait to hear further news. Meanwhile, the race is underway again, and in the lead is the #1 BMW, followed there by the Ferrari 333 SP, who we had not seen very much of. So the order at this stage is the Lato BMW leading the second Toyota of Boutsen from the teammate BMW V12.
Oh, and we've got a car on its roof already. How on earth has this happened? Just trying to spot which car that is.
That's the Schneider. It looks like the... no, I'm sorry, it's not. It's the... it's the
Mark Webber car.
Yes, again.
This is amazing. This happened in the qualifying sessions. This car flipped over in qualifying when Mark Webber was at the wheel, and it looks as though exactly the same thing has happened again. How on earth this can happen, I do not know, but the Australian Mark Webber, the young man who has been part of the Mercedes team for, this is his second year now with Mercedes, and obviously we don't know exactly what's happened here. In qualifying, what happened was he got behind another car, got into some turbulent air. There's a little bit of contention as to exactly what happened, as to whether perhaps a part of the car came off, or whether it was purely the turbulence as he went over one of the crests. You can see that crest in the background there, where the first flag marshal is right at the back of your picture. These crests, really, the car really does go light over these crests.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's very, very worrying to see that situation, obviously, because it's happened before. Hopefully they'll have, I say hopefully, obviously that's a situation where nobody's been hurt, but hopefully it's a situation which has involved another car and that it's not actually some kind of car failure, because obviously it throws into doubt, or it certainly must be a worry for the other cars, the other Mercedes.
Well, what an amazing picture to see in the warm-up. I mean, that's just unbelievable to see something like that in a morning warm-up session where everybody's just... There is Mark Webber. It's Mark again.
Yes.
He was the guy in the car when it flipped last time, and it's done it again. And it's just... I mean, he's been feeling stiff. I saw him this morning down at the Mercedes Hospitality. He was still looking a little bit sort of bruised and a bit stiff. And the thing's gone upside down again. This is really bizarre, I have to say.
I think he probably rather hopes he's actually going to wake up and find out that he's still reliving what happened to him in qualifying. So, but unfortunately, it's obviously reality, and I reckon the other drivers are obviously going to be equally distressed by what's happened. But it's good to see that he's actually looking, I say okay, but he's obviously not badly hurt.
No, that's right. But what a disappointment. And Mark Webber, who's due to drive that car with Jean-Marc Gounon and Marcel Thiemann, really in the wars already in Le Mans, and it's not even started the race yet. So drama indeed. Meanwhile, we're looking down into the Toyota pits there. Toyota coming into this race very much as the favourites. They've got that Mercedes back up on its wheels, by the way. When it happened the other day, it did end up on its wheels, but it had gone onto its side for quite a long way, skating along, and well, looks very similar to what's happened again today.
I very well may.
Oh, no!
Oh!
Huge crash down here.
One of the Safecraft safety equipment trucks upside down. I believe it's Pat O'Keefe.
And it looks like it's on the main straight as Creed just glanced the wall where Matt Brabham did earlier today in race number 2. This is the final lap, but the attention will be what's happened back at the start line there.
It's just going to be really interesting. These two guys obviously out there racing for the lead here. Caution comes out in sections of the track. And then we have an accident, looks like on the front stretch here. We'll check that out momentarily, but right now we have a battle for the finish here. These guys running it hard, both Robbie Gordon and his Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000 truck battling up against Sheldon Creed and his red Traxxas #1. As here we go again, we just saw this move a moment ago. Creed dives to the inside. Is he able to make it stick?
Just, yes he does. So he puts the pass on Robbie Gordon and takes the lead on the final lap down into turn 10. They're side by side of the ramp, and he gets that ramp awkward again, does Robbie Gordon.
I have to imagine something's gonna have to give here. Oh, and it does. Robbie Gordon gives as they come into the front stretch. I believe this is where the accident is. So that's how that race is going to finish. As Robbie Gordon, Sheldon Creed, what a battle back and forth. Two amazing stories here. I don't know what's wilder, that race for the finish or Pat O'Keefe up on his lid on the front stretch. Sheldon Creed goes over the finish line backwards for fun. We got word from race control. Pat O'Keefe is fine. He is up and in good shape. So as we finish under caution here, and of course Robbie Gordon going into a full freestyle show. Here's a replay of what happened earlier. Pat O'Keefe gets really sideways. Oh, my goodness, up into the catch fence, Matt Nolte.
Wow. Oh, this is going to be for the onboard camera. Landed awkwardly. It was sideways, hitting the second ramp. And look at the roll cage. Did its job perfectly that time.
Wild ride. Oh, into a catch fence. Catch fence does its job. The roll cage does its job. Tyler McQuarrie says, what is going on?
Oh, look at this front row seat.
Oh, boy.
And doesn't hit him.
Tyler McCoy says that's worth the price of admission right there. There's Pat O'Keefe, looking good, safe. They're coming back down the front stretch now. Oh, Nolan, can you hang on to it? No, big rollover for Nolan.
And a wheel has come off and hit the bridge just at the bottom there. And Nolan, a series of rollovers now for the Heyman's Electrical Clipsal, number 21. And we'll go red here at Barbagallo.
Nolan getting sideways off that ramp there. As we saw the last 2 laps, now we're up to speed. We're not practicing, we're not qualifying, we're not doing a shootout. Right now it is a mano-a-mano. These guys hard on the gas. Nolan gets a little unloaded sideways, can't quite collect. Goes off with about 3 wheels there. The ramp goes sideways. And just as we saw, similar to Dantas last year, you got to have all 4 on there. Didn't have enough time for him to collect himself.
He's in the background, so he's got 2 wheels, almost got the entire. It's moved the ramp across the right-hand side, and 5, 6, maybe 7 rollovers as the left rear wheel parts ways with the 21 machine, and lots of damage to the Matt Nolan truck, and the race has come to a stop.
There he is out of the car, getting his helmet off. As first glance, he looks okay. You saw as soon as he came to a stop, he put his shield up for a minute. You just hear the crowd round of applause. And there's our safety workers, a bit of a smile on him. So far, so good, but I guarantee they're going to take him to medical, give him a check out here. But a wild get off for Nolan there as he goes 2.5, maybe 3 wheels off the ramp. And there's the ending result of that Clipsal truck there, just totaled out.
Yeah, here's the replay, second ramp. So he's in that gaggle of trucks coming towards you right now. This is going to be a highlight we'll see so many times. The wheel parts ways, look where it goes. And just gives the bridge a shake. Now, just to reassure people, nobody can walk across those bridges when this race is on.
Look at that wild ride. We just had a little talk about having that bridge closed down. Speaking with the team from CAMS and USAC, everybody in agreement that should stay closed just for safety. The chances of something to hit it, very slim, and here we are an hour later. As we get ready to go green flag racing, back here at Barbagallo for race number 1.
And the good news is, out the argument, Lyndyke has been shifted here at the top of the circuit.
Look at these guys coming together, really cutting into the grass right there. They have to do it, because if you don't, the next guy's going to cut it even farther on you.
Here it is.
Forced to do it. Look at, here is Harlan. No!
Squeezed at the last moment, and trucks scattering everywhere, including Cole Potts, who came in at a high rate of knots.
We're gonna have to see just exactly how that was. He got a little bump from Lyndyke, didn't really have anywhere to go. I don't think Lyndyke was trying to take his line away. He was being smart, going center up the ramp, and got into Harlan. Tough roll over there in Harlan. I'm telling you, the kid in the last couple laps found a gear that no one else had. He was about to win this thing.
That went on forever, didn't it, when he hit that ramp? And for the second time, the yellow comes out this race. And the road pod number 55, he opened the door.
He says, roll it over.
And there he is. He doesn't want to get out. He wants to push on with this. Just get me back on 4 wheels. I want this.
That's not easy to do.
No, Team Trouble are pretty good back at home, aren't they?
They need to quickly hook a strap to that truck and roll that thing over and get them rocking here. Rolling it over, but with manpower alone is not going to cut it. So Gavin Harlan, man, what a great run he was putting in. The kid struggling yesterday in qualifying, having a bit of a transmission issue. Got that resolved. Did pretty well in the shootout today. Not what the result he wanted, but now he is ready to go. He's saying, roll me over, man.
He's going to hang on here. Here's the replay looking outside. So Lyndyke comes down the corner. Harlan saw a gap there, and then Lyndyke, they ran out of ramp, basically, and lucky not to roll it any further.
He got so lucky on that one.
Very lucky. Look at Potts. He pulled out behind Brabham, unsighted.
Wow. Wild ride right there. Here it is one more time. Two of them getting together a little bit.
It was milliseconds.
Yeah.
Reflexes would have even helped on that one. And watch Potts arrive on the scene here.
Let's see it one more time here. Harlan, real racy, finding another gear, goes to the inside. Am I able to make it happen? Not a lot of ramp, enough to get over it until he got bumped a little bit. There's one father that is in the United States right now walking and saying, Ollie Lyndyke bumped my kid off the jump. I think it was kind of a racing incident there. It happens, but I guess it's who you are to decide what your opinion is on that.
And they're going to get the 55 back onto all four wheels.
There, roll them over.
They're built tough, these Stadium Super Trucks. He'll refire it.
He's fired up.
It will have to come from the back of the field here as time is starting to beat us with 3 on the scoreboard still. Great work by the crew here today.
Se lo frena, se lo frena.
Appena tocco, dito che viene
KPCS, amor.
Síguese. Ese de Catamarca, de Catamarca. Mira el peticito que...
Dame mal viso. 太小了。
És 100 fölfele. 100 fölfele, jobb 2 tempó, 20-ra bal 2 tempó, 20-ra bal 2 tempó, 25-re bal 2 szűk, és bal 2, és bal 2, majd 50-re jobb 2, itt a bal 2, és 50-re jobb 2, jobb 2, majd szűk 50-re jobb 3 az aszfaltra. Szűk 50-re jobb 3 az aszfaltra.